I don't like clowns.
A manhunt is underway for 3 more migrant men for the rape and assault of an 18-year-old girl, while her fiancé was forced to watch. Police say the DNA and genetic profiles of the suspects they have in custody do not match those found on the victim, meaning the attackers are believed to be at large. The couple had parked in a quiet corner of Torre Teste, a park in eastern Rome, for privacy, before 4 or 5 migrant men surrounded their car. The 24-year-old boyfriend said the migrants had smashed into his car, threatening him with death while restraining him, before forcing the woman out as she tried to cover herself with an item of clothing. He said he screamed and threatened revenge as they dragged the woman away and began their attack. All perpetrators then fled the scene. Police later arrested 3 Moroccan men on charges of gang rape and robbery, though have since announced the DNA and genetic profiles of the suspects do not match that found on the victim.
The root of the problem.
We have taken back our own ownership of our agency. To be in the country undocumented is civil issue. We will not enforce civil law.
The profoundly delusional and nasty Harridans, Joy Reid and Jennifer Welch, and some other dim Karen who's there also. What you're about to hear is the unhinged musings of irredeemably awful people, and I don't say that lightly. Listen and take note of just how low and ugly their comments are about JD Vance and Usha Vance. It's not just ugly, it's utterly divorced from reality.
They can't have the successor to MAGA be the guy with the brown Hindu wife. They're also Christian nationalists. That ain't gonna work. That's why he's throwing his wife under the bus. Poor Usha. Or she's in on it, right?
And
she's
playing slap and tickle with Erica Kirk's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. Yeah, she's like in her Tammy Faye era.
Okay, holding on the back of his head and rubbing on his head.
Some weird shit.
Baby, don't do that to Jason. I'm gonna start thinking something's going on. Why are you holding the back of his head? I'm like, you're not doing that right thing. You're supposed to be a widow. You in leather pants?
It is.
That's not widow wear.
Could you imagine if...
Wouldn't it be the most perfect fairy tale, MAGA fairy tale?
Yeah.
If he finally sees the light that he needs a white queen instead of this brown Hindu?
White queen instead of the brown Hindu. I told you they're vile, racist and vile. That's what happens when you exist in a toxic echo chamber and have never mixed with someone who is MAGA or Republican. As for the slander of Erica Kirk, I'm sorry, but where does it say that a widow is obliged to be ugly and dowdy? We're now trying to shame a grieving widow for being too pretty? Is that what's happening here? And let's talk about that supposedly inappropriate hug between Erica Kirk and JD Vance. Let me play you the whole thing in full. It only lasts a few seconds. You tell me if this is scandalous. That was it. That was the hug. And Erica Kirk has since explained she was beginning to cry as JD Vance approached her. He told her Charlie would be so proud of her, and she hugged him and said, "God bless you." Whole thing lasted about 4 seconds. Let's get back to the vile race baiters, Joy Reid and Jennifer Welch and the other one. All they do is project and accuse their political opponents of what they themselves are guilty of.
Vance has a problem in that the base of MAGA is fundamentally racist.
Yep.
And I know people don't like it when you say it, but it's the emergence from the Tea Party to MAGA.
Yeah.
Tea Party, when you finally did the actual data, PRRI and others, the thing that most motivated them was race and hatred of non-white immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
What most motivates MAGA? Hatred of non-white immigrants.
Yep.
They're obsessed with non-white immigrants and undocumented people. They use the term illegals, which is just the N-word for brown people.
100%.
If you want to say the N-word and it's about brown people, you say illegals.
Illegal.
I'm sorry I said it again. That is me saying the N-word about that is what it is, right? And that's what motivates them.
So the word illegal, a correct accurate term, a legal term, is now akin to using the N-word.
When I was an extremist, Islamist, fundamentalist, I would only vote left.
Why is that?
I saw them as very stupid. I would fear the conservatives because they come with principle. That's not someone they can brainwash. But the left, I know they have no values and no principles to begin with.
It looks to me like there are two forms of jihadi penetration of the West. And tell me if you agree with this. The first form is the more familiar form. It's represented by things like 9/11 or October 7th. It is the outright attack. And of course, we associate these kinds of things with Hamas or with ISIS or Boko Haram, those kinds of groups. But there is a sort of second type of jihad that people are perhaps less aware of, and this is more connected with the Muslim Brotherhood. And this is the notion of infiltrating these societies and traveling on the passport of liberalism itself. I just heard on social media this guy, Mehdi Hassan, who said something like this. He goes, well, you know, if the Christians have a right to ring the church bell, therefore the Muslims have the exact same right to have a public prayer and a call to prayer 5 times a day. And now, you know, I'm assuming Mehdi Hassan is not going to sign up to be a suicide bomber. He's practicing the sort of infiltration type of jihad. Do you agree with this sort of classification of these two types of jihad? And do you also agree that maybe they need a different type of response?
That's exactly what's happening, Dinesh. There are two types of jihad, the civilization jihad and the military jihad. And the Muslim Brotherhood plan, which you've heard me talk about, you've talked about as well, the Muslim Brotherhood Project for North America, which was written in 1991 and actually presented as evidence in the largest terrorism financing trial in America's history by our government against the Holy Land Foundation, where our government handed down 108 guilty verdicts to Muslim American and Muslim American organizations raising money in the United States and sending it overseas to support Islamic terrorism.
Do you see it? It's right in front of you.
Hey, Mr. Horse, are you coming to get some?
Oh Lord, you have traumatized so many of us.
It is a messed up world.